The only way to achieve your goals is to trust yourself. A lot of what holds us back from being able to do the things that we know we should do or take on the challenges that are in front of us is the fact that we don't trust ourselves to be capable enough to handle it. We don't think that we'll measure up to whatever sort of challenges may come our way, whatever sort of adversity, whatever sort of negative thoughts that might come along with what we're trying to achieve. It's almost as though we don't want to have to deal with the negative in order to experience the positive. We don't want to have to deal with the hardship in order to achieve the achievement and the bliss and the joy of doing something we really care about. And the only way to be able to handle that hardship and those challenges is to trust in ourselves, to trust in what we know, to trust in what we do, and to trust in what we believe in. If you have something that you care about, if you have something that you're aiming towards, then trust yourself and basically believe in yourself that you're capable. How long have you been here? How long have you been alive? How many things have you gone through and gone out and come out the other side, whether scarred or unscarred, and still able to tell the tale about it? We don't carry that same level of weight and respect and integrity for our hardships and our own challenges. We don't wear it as a badge of honor, of something to celebrate and congratulate ourselves for having gotten over that. Instead, we see it as something to be ashamed of, something to cast aside, something to tell other people not to look at. And this is the very reason why a lot of people don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their own actions, and they don't believe in their own beliefs. They might tell other people that they're going to do this or that they're going to do that or this and the third, but they never fully follow through because they don't trust themselves. And like I said, trusting yourself has to do with acknowledging whatever flaws you have as a person as being the very things that make your character as great as it is. It'd be like if I was watching Naruto, the anime, and all the things that Naruto had to go through, I just said all those things were terrible, and I just disregarded them, and I didn't want to have to think about them, and I just like, oh, those parts of Naruto are the worst parts. But those are the defining parts that define Naruto as a character. Him not having parents, him losing Sasuke, him having to deal with monsters inside his own soul. All these things develop Naruto into being the strong character and protagonist of the story. And you are that same protagonist in your own story. You are that same person that has to deal with the fire and the flames and the burning challenges of, say, every day. You have to deal with that. And those things don't define you, but they shape you to be who you are now. And you can decide to cast them aside, to ignore them, or to try to, bury them somewhere deep inside yourself. Or you could use them as fuel to turn up the flame to say that I can, and I will, and I have. You can use it as fuel to take on any new challenge that comes your way. You can decide. It's all a choice. Do I decide to take my scars as something to feel ashamed of? Or do I decide to take my scars as something to be proud of? And this is what makes a person successful. Success, in my opinion, has to do with you being able to achieve the things you want and to be able to go through the things that you can and not end up broken or destroyed. You can be hurt. You can be dealing with pain. You can be going through suffering. But if you get up, then that means that you have overcome the worst parts of it. You have literally risen like the phoenix from the ashes. And this is the greatness and the beautiful thing about life, is that in every circumstance we find ourselves struggling and dealing with something difficult, there's always the opportunity to get over it, to be able to go to the finish line, and say, I did it. And this is what's most important. It can be very hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when we are submerged in the darkness and the abyss of, say, everyday life or negative thoughts and negative emotions. But all those things don't define us. Like I said, they shape us. And we can decide how we want to be shaped. We can decide how we want to be in our character, how we want our character to be developed. We can decide who we want to be in spite of whatever it is we go through. It may be hard, it may be painful, and it may feel impossible. But if you can be born into this world with everything horrible going on in the world and still be alive and still find something you want and still be able to achieve even the smallest goals, then you have greatness within you. You can achieve greatness. You can succeed. And that's all that matters. Because if you can't succeed, if you can't do what you want, if you can't live the life that you want, then what are you living for? Every person has something that they're striving towards, even if they don't know what it is. And that's the purpose, is to be able to strive for something in spite of what the difficult things we go through. That is what it means to succeed. I hope this video resonated with you, and if it did, be sure to share it with somebody you think could also use this sort of inspiration or motivation. Thanks for watching. Peace.